Hello everyone and welcome back once more to another episode of Nosh's Quest to Gold. Today we're going to be looking at a Protoss versus Protoss game here on Shattered Temple. I'll be spawning up, it's not Protoss versus Protoss at all, I'm not even paying attention to what games I'm casting. It's going to be a Protoss versus Terran game on Shattered Temple. Here I am up at the 12-ish o'clock position, spawning as your blue Protoss player, and over here at the 2:30 position is going to be a red Terran, at least a Protoss again. I really need to think before I speak, but never mind. It's my red Terran opponent who's going to be Strato. A nice name with English letters and easy to read. So there we go, Protoss versus Terran, Terran versus Protoss. I like this graphic, by the way. I don't know how one achieves it, but I think it looks quite pretty. This sort of like skull with the horns and the helmet or something. I think it's quite cool. If you've always noticed, I have the default Protoss graphic. I haven't unlocked any more. I considered using the Zerg one that's like the 3 lines because it looks cool, but it's not earned in any way, so I want to earn something, you know, get my little bit of, you know, achievement show-offage on my buildings. But anyway, you'll see I grabbed the tower and I'm coming straight to the correct base the first time. I do notice I'm in the correct base the first time, but I just let my drone's going to actually turn around and walk out almost all the way before jumping back in. Ooh, look, a little plant. Ooh. Anyway, get back in the base, get back in the base, get back, there you go. The reason I did that, you'll actually notice, is because I've somehow bound 2 of my probes onto my hotkey number 1. That's normally for my scouting probe, he's normally number 1, so it kept showing some other probe, this guy here I think, in the base, he's also bound onto 1. So every time I press 1 to go to see this guy and maybe chain him around in a nice little triangle path to see gas timings or whatever, it's actually picking up the guy back in my base. I did play this game literally about 5 minutes ago, maybe 10 minutes ago. That's a lie. I played this game, then I went to commentate this game, loaded up the wrong game with the Russian guy Bosch that I just played, went and found out how to say his name, casted that game, and here I am straight on casting the next game because I'm such a pro. Now back down here you can see that I've managed to rectify my own mistake. I've now got this guy hotkeyed back onto 1. You can also see that my Terran buddy doesn't actually know you can't spawn down here and is going to check everywhere I'm not before finding my base up here at the 12 o'clock. Got my cyber core coming down, my timings aren't impeccable as usual. I also got this pylon a little bit late and I've just gone and chrono boosted out a probe, so I'm going to lose a little bit of chrono. Am I? Nope, I am going to waste the chrono though because I thought I was going to be supply blocked and cancelled the probe so I could make another gateway. Tisk, 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 silly Nosh. Back at home, even though I'm running around and scouting a lot with this little dude here, you'll notice I haven't actually came back down to check where the barracks ended up and what attachment's gone on it, and the fact that it is going to be a tech lab does mean, as you can see up here, it's going to be a Reaper, and I'm not going to scout that at all, not just yet anyway. I do have a Zealot, but as I'm sure you know, Zealots don't actually fend off very well against Reapers. Their speed, no, that's weapon speed, Nosh. Speed, 2.25, Reaper speed's like 700,000 or something. 2.95, there you go. You'd think I'd have spotted the Reaper there. I'd love to say, while I was moving around with this guy here, I saw the Reaper come out, and the timing was impeccable, and I knew that it was going to be in my base, and that's why I started this stalker. But truth be told, I just started this stalker, and I didn't know there was a Reaper coming at all. I do see the Reaper in my base now, I think. I am aware that it's there, so I'm going to grab all my probes and hide them over here. This will stop that Reaper. Does he get any kills? That's the question. And now, stop. Kill him, kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Oh, he does. He gets 1 kill before getting out of my base. So not the most effective harass from my opponent in the game. The most harass that's going to come out of this was the mining time, downtime, and the fact that I pulled all my probes to chase it off, and I forget to put them back on gas. This is something I do quite commonly when I pull my probes. I always forget to drop them back on gas. So I've got my little stalker up and down here patrolling, making sure that Strato is not doing anything too dodgy, that he's not sending any more Reapers into my base. I'm also going to get my next stalker that comes out here and have him patrol this little route here, just for the exact same reason. Back looking at my opponent, he's 19 of 19 supply blocked and has been for quite a while. I decided I'd cast this game anyway, even though I quickly skimmed through it. I just played it and I felt awesome after playing it, but I decided to come back and have a little look to see how my opponent's doing. He's obviously noticed he's supply blocked now, so we're getting a couple of supply depots up. He's also dropping his mules in kind of strange places at the back of his base, but it's K. It's K. Let's just pretend he's a diamond level player and I'm the best player in the world. It'll make me feel better if you just don't point out all the flaws. A little bit of an army coming on here, but again, 19 supplies still, because we still haven't lifted that supply block. While back home, I've got 3 gateways out. I've got a robo and a forge, so both my robo and my forge are a little bit late. You can actually have cloaked banshees in your base from as early as, I think it's 6.5 minutes, and for the fact we're on really, really close air spawns, the cloaked banshees could be here now. We're at 7 minutes 30, and I still don't have either of these 2 production buildings out. Fair enough, now I can make cannons, but if there were cloaked banshees, I would already be in a world of hurt. Thankfully, Strato is not providing me that world of hurt, so I'll be okay. A couple of pylons on the edge of my base just to make sure I can see any drops coming. A bunch of stalkers walking around, you know, doing that thing that stalkers do, and I'm actually pushing off with a little force across the middle of the map. At the same time, Strato's doing the same thing, almost exactly. I've got 2 stalkers and a zealot. He's got 2 marines and a marauder, and they're going to bump into a couple of stalkers here with the power of absolutely no micro. I'm going to lose one of my stalkers, and then I'm going to try and get a little bit of micro going on, but he decides to pull back. But again, he pulls back into my forces, and that's the end of those little units there. Going to push forward the remaining 4 units I have down the front. I'm going to have a look to see if there's an expand out to see what I can see. I'm going to see these marauders with that awesome decal I mentioned earlier. Oh, no, they're running away. They're going to jump back into a bunker that doesn't exist yet. Spoilers, bunker. There you go. At the same time, I do have my Twilight Council coming on through. That's just up at the back of my base here. I don't know whether or not I'm getting that for my upgrades, which I don't have +1, so I don't see why I'd get it now, or whether I'm planning to go DTs, because everyone loves DTs, right? But as you might have just noticed, I am chrono boosting out a warp prism, which I'm just going to be dropping right over here. And for some reason, these 2 dudes even are still kind of on their little patrol routes, making sure nothing bad's happening. Now, I'm pretty sure one of these guys, yeah, there was a free kill. There was a guy just standing here, and I managed to run my units into it. The way these units are set up is so that the zealot will run up the ramp first as well, so that he tanks any damage if there are bunkers or marauders, and so that I can, you know, get a poke up. I think I've already noticed that the marauders do have concussive shells. I don't know if it ever tells you that anywhere, but marauders have concussive shells, and that just proves that there. If we have a look at the back of the base, you can see that the DT drop, that's actually just going to be a zealot drop, and I don't know why I was trying to describe it as a DT drop, is about to get underway. At the same time, I have started a nexus, as you can see just in my natural expand there. Having a look at the vision of my opponent, he'll be able to see this now. Here come a bunch of zealots. It's actually going to be a total of 6 zealots and a sentry running in. He managed to do a good job of pulling his probes off for a second. But, you know, runs a marauder around, doesn't attack any of my units with it. There we go. At the same time, I think, yeah, there we go, I'm going to push up the ramp with these units here to try and distract my opponent from both sides so that he has 2 engagements, but he actually managed to, you know, keep a close eye on what he was doing. He's got units engaging at the front, and I'm going to lose everything attacking down here. But I managed to overwhelm the units that were in the back defending. I still have now, I've warped in 2 stalkers at the back. I've still got my sentry, and these guys are just, you know, still attacking the probe and harassing the mineral line. A little bit of a stim comes down. There's nothing to heal his units, but unfortunately for him, he's not going to be able to get away from what I have here. Although he is doing a nice job with now the bunker marauders and this marauder of kiting these 3 zealots that are running around. I'm now warping in just stalkers at the back of his base as I realise that this attack is actually going quite well. I'm chasing the command center, the ARP, a little bit, because it's not burning yet, and I wouldn't want him to land it somewhere else. Make a couple of kills of the units that were down here, and then give this another couple of shots to make sure that it, you know, at least burns. There we go. Now it's on fire. I don't really need to focus on it quite so much. I'm going to have to focus on these units though. The 2 marauders have jumped out of the bunker, and the bunker's going to catch fire before this zealot gets killed. My expand has happened, but I'm far too busy with my attack to maybe move some workers over, transfer some workers down. As you can see, this is what I'm looking at. If we actually go to my camera, yep, this is my focus. See the micro that's not happening? Yeah, my focus, my units. Is his base still there? No, his base isn't still there. Where's his base? Oh, there's his base. Shoot it. Shoot his base. Oh, I'm gonna shoot his base so good. Gonna shoot his base so good. The marauder's gonna come out, chase me about. This base is a goner. It's only got 30 health left. There is actually an SCV somewhere, I think. Yeah, so here he comes. Here comes this SCV. He's going to try and catch the base, but oh, it's too little. Too late, SCV. And with absolutely no minerals left at all, Strato calls the invisible GG and leaves the game. So once again, it's another game where I played it, felt absolutely amazing, saved myself the replay to watch, and then go back and watch it and see that my opponent isn't the best opponent in the world. He was a silver level player, I think. But that doesn't say much. I'm a silver level player. And look, there's my little transfer as well. Better late than never. But anyway, I have been trying to do this kind of thing in games since I kind of realised I don't really do much early game. From watching this replay, the things I've learned is I'm going to need some degree of detection up a little bit sooner. I do want a building up so that I do have that Cloak Banshee detect coming out a little bit earlier than it did. Although Strato didn't opt for a double gas straight away, and I didn't expect it was going to come, it could have, and I could have died, so I didn't die, so yeah, go me. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying my content. I'm going to try and post another couple of videos up along the same time as this one, so make sure you check those ones out, and I'll catch you guys later on.